the out will always be there. The down is only going to be open for a split second. And so we got to do a better job of looking down, then out.
I think 21 turnovers last game, 12 this game. What was the difference to kind of cut that margin down?
Well, the biggest thing is Chicken cut his turnovers in half. He went from 6 to 3, so he's growing as a basketball player. But then the other thing is we just did a better job, I thought, in transition of not turning the basketball over. I thought last game we'd have things in transition and actually turn the ball over instead of scoring. So I still want to see us always around that mark, around the 10 to 12 area would be really good for us at this point in time.
You may have already answered this, but Roquez seems to really embrace that role that he stepped up in last year, that 6-man role on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I mean, Roquez is a quality basketball player, and what he does is he goes out and he plays with energy, and you know he's going to play tough. I mean, that's one thing. If you're going down a dark alley, I always want Roquez Johnson with me because you know he's got your back because he's a tough kid. So now, same thing with Roquez as Trevante. Roquez has gotten better offensively. You know, he's making shots, he's driving the basketball, he's turning and facing and scoring with some skill level. So as long as he continues to grow as an offensive basketball player, he's going to be good for us because he knows he's going to give us that defensive presence and that defensive attitude.
You beat them 18-2 in fast break. Is that IJ and Trevante kind of pushing it and not have you tell them to push it?
Well, I think it's us knocking the ball loose on the defensive end first, because I think it's not just IJ and Trevante who have the ball in those situations. A lot of times it's Fred, sometimes it's Chicken, sometimes it's Andre Applewhite. So I think it's more so than anything, it's a collective defensive effort. And then, because I don't want necessarily like this guy's a point guard, so when it's a fast break, get the ball to his hands. You know, to me, you're a guard. So that means you should be able to dribble the ball up the court in fast break situations. So I don't care if it's Fred, Tyson, Andre Applewhite. I don't want those guys looking back to Trevante and also looking back to IJ to fast break, because to me that slows down the fast break. If you look at teams that have traditionally been good fast break teams, they always had guards that rebound the basketball, like the Chicago Bulls. They had Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Ron Harper. All those guys could get defensive rebounds and push the basketball, and it didn't matter who brought it. So that's what I like us to be, is like have guys, multiple guys that can push the ball up the court.
Fred missed his first 2 3-point attempts and missed his first 3 free throws, and then made his next 4 or 6 threes. Could he have done that last year, do you think?
I would like to think so, but probably in reality, no.
What makes him be able to do that this year?
I think the year of maturation. I think, we asked Fred to do a lot. It was really unfair to him. I mean, Fred was in a situation where we wanted him to manufacture points for a team right away. And it wasn't just Fred, it was Chicken, it was Gavin. What those guys were asked to do last year as freshmen is come in and not just contribute to the team, but be the leading scorers and manufacture offense right away. And so you're talking about Fred, who really didn't have an off season with us at all. And then for him to come in and say, all right, Fred, I want you to go out and just go score points for us because we don't have anybody else to do it. So I just think for more so than anything, it's just a maturation process for him. And now he's in a little bit more of a fair situation, if that can be said.
I know you don't like to see players go down, but saying that with Jacoby being out and seeing him go out there and take a fall on that knee and pop right back up, just from a mental standpoint to test that in his own mind, your thoughts about that?
Well, I do like seeing players go down if it's for a loose ball. I want them to get on the ground and get the ball. We always say whoever hits the floor first probably has a better chance of getting the ball. Then really in those situations, if you don't dive sometimes, you get a chance to get injured because guys are going to come take your legs out and your ankles out. So it's not the first time we've seen Jacoby on the floor. Obviously, he's been practicing with us, so he's done that before.
Thanks, guys.